This is the kind of day it is. Extra large coffee. Bury me with the Chobani new creamer, this one. So freaking good. So it's time for another Sephora sale, which means I'm gonna walk through some of my current favorites from Sephora and then also share what's on my wish list slash in my cart currently. I have quite the cart this year. I might need to cut it down a little bit. Also gonna show you applying the makeup recommendations, and I have a mix of not just makeup, but like perfumes, some hair stuff, body. So everything I talk about today will be linked down below in the description box. I'll also pin a comment, so you can just click the comment and the links are there as well. Sale starts on October 31st, and then it goes until November 10th this year. Let's start off with my go-to everyday concealer lately. This I've been using for, I wanna say, the past couple months, and this is the concealer that I want to consistently reach for because it just wears amazing throughout the day. It's full coverage. It's the Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place Concealer in the shade 2.5C. I love the undertone of this one. It has a nice like salmony pinkish kind of undertone. You don't need a lot of this. Like today I did put on a little more than I usually do. Just for every day, I'll usually just put a little bit towards the inner part of my eye, blend it out with my concealer brush. The thing I love is that you don't have to set this one. Like it's not too tacky. It's not too creamy to where you have to set it with powder. I have been more into setting my under eyes lately, like in the last couple months. I could or not. What? I need more of this. I could or not. I could set it, but I don't have to. We get the point. This is gonna be one of those videos, I can tell. And this one just stays on and looks good throughout the day. So no complaints. This is definitely something that I will be repurchasing once it runs out. By the way, today I did set my under eyes. I used the Dibs 111 New Beginnings powder. I've been liking this. It's kind of like a 2-in-1 blur and brighten, but I just use the brighten side for underneath my eyes and it looks really nice and brightening. Let's do a hair product next. This is the Orbe Goldless Dry Heat Protection Spray. This was a Abby Young recommendation. I get most of my hair recommendations these days from her because she just knows her stuff when it comes to hair. She tested a ton of different heat protection sprays. I have the Goldless oil and I love Orbe, especially the scent. Like the scent of Orbe is next level. It just smells like luxe in like the hair salon. Like it smells like you just went to a super high-end New York hair salon. That's where my mind goes every time I spray this, but it is a heat protectant spray and it's dry, which is nice for any kind of styling. You could put on wet or dry hair depending on how you style it. Has a really nice fine mist, so it's gonna like evenly coat your hair. You do wanna section your hair and like thoroughly coat it with a heat protectant spray, but I've been really liking this and it is pricey, so now is the time to pick it up if you are curious because you'll get a little bit off with the sale. One of my favorite things about this Sephora sale, like the timing of their fall winter one, is that they have their holiday sets out. So if there's like any Sephora sale to shop throughout the year, I feel like this is the one because they have a ton of their limited edition holiday sets where if you just want to try something out without committing to the full thing, tons of different sets. But anyways, two of my holy grail all-time favorite perfumes for years. These two are in a set together. Let me pull it up. So it's the mini sizes of both of these perfumes. This is the Alien Goddess. This is the Alien. Any of the perfumes I'm talking about, I'll put the notes on the screen here. This is one that people will like stop you and ask what it is. This to me is a more like nighttime perfume. And then this Goddess one is day to day. It's very coconutty. Both of them last amazing. Maybe I should have eaten before I sat down to film. And then while we're on the Alien fragrances, this one is actually new to me. I just showed this in my one of my last vlogs. But this is the Alien, same line, but this is the Alien Stellar. I don't have any other perfume in my collection that smells like this. I'm doing a tiny spray of the purple one so I can kind of compare it. Both Alien and Alien Stellar smell very nighttime to me. To me, Alien smells slightly sweeter and then Stellar smells slightly more masculine to me, but doesn't smell like a clone or anything. This smells rich to me. Like if someone was wearing this, I'd be like, but I am debating getting the full size because I really love this one. Next up is the one size, but this is not the normal setting spray. This is their newer, like in the last, I don't know how many months, glass setting spray, powder melt. This one I like even more than the original. I mean, the original I would use in a different way. If I am going to a wedding or an event and I want my makeup to literally be glued on my face, I would use the original one size spray. That stuff is like hairspray. It smells like hairspray. Feels like hairspray on your face, but it friggin' locks in your makeup. So that I don't use day to day, but this one for me is more of a day to day setting spray. I love the finish of it. It's not too dewy. And I love that they did not put a fragrance in this. I feel like that means they probably listened to people's feedback about the original one. I just shook it so it looks like very full right now because there's foam all the way up. I like using it under or over makeup depending on what foundation I'm using and the rest of the products. But like today I use the e.l.f. what is this one? Satin, Soft Glam Satin Foundation in the shade 24 Light Warm. This setting spray underneath just gives it that really beautiful like satin kind of base. Like I don't think it makes your makeup stay on as well as the original, but I do feel like it still helps compared to if you don't put anything on. It gives you like a sheen without looking too glowy and like shiny. You guys are probably sick of me talking about this, but it's a favorite. Huda Beauty Blush Filter Liquid Blush in Strawberry Cream. Strawberry Cream is my all-time favorite shade, but then I got the minis of these two. These come in a set, and I really like the shade Peach Sorbet as well. This is one of the best cream blush formulas I've ever tried because it is so long-lasting. This thing will stay on your face, whether you're putting a powder blush over top or not, this will stay on your face throughout the day. I love the sheen. It's not like too dewy. It's not completely matte, at least this one. They might have matte versions, but it just gives your cheeks this like really pretty kind of dimension and natural glow. They're super pigmented. One of these would last you a decent while because you need 1 to 2 dots each side of your face. That's it, like small dots. If you have issues with blush staying on your face, try this one out. Next up we have the Say Slip Tint Powder, Undetectable Baked Setting Powder in the shade 1 Translucent. So this isn't like fully translucent or anything. It does have some pigment to it. I would not call this like medium or full coverage, nowhere near that. I would say it's very light coverage, but it does have slight color to it, and I like that for a couple of reasons. I typically don't put it over my cheeks. I'll put it in all the areas that you're seeing today. Sometimes I'll put it on my forehead. Today I did, sometimes I won't. It does have a glowier kind of finish, so probably best for normal to dry skin, maybe not as much for oily skin. But what I really love this for is just blending my blush, my bronzer, my concealer. I feel like because this has that more like sheer light coverage, it does a beautiful job of not looking like powdery on your skin. It's not super detectable if you use like a bigger brush. I'll link the one I use down below. And it just does such a beautiful job of blending all of your products together. Like I said, I haven't put any setting spray over my face today. So the last finish that you're seeing, the final finish, is this powder. So this is one that has crept up as a favorite because on the days that I don't use this, I feel like my face is missing something. This does like pull it all together nicely. Another perfume recommendation, this is the Burberry Goddess. I have the Intense one. It's so good. It's so good. They have the mini her with the Goddess in a set right now if you don't want to try the full size, but I'm pretty sure this one isn't the Goddess Intense. They have regular and then Intense, which is what I have, so just a heads up. And I haven't smelled the Burberry her, so I'm not sure if I would like that one, but you could just try the rollerball or the full size. This one smells like cozy but sexy. It smells like very warm but also sensual. It smells very like fall winter to me. It smells sophisticated but still warm. So today I did put a powder blush over top of the cream just so you could also kind of see the powder. And I like doing that combo as well, like just day to day. It's the YSL number 44 blush. I think I've been saying that this shade is called Make Me Blush, but it's definitely not. It's called Nude Lavalier. I purchased this because I saw a makeup artist on Instagram using this. I'm always curious the shades of blushes. One thing I noticed with makeup artists, especially with bridal makeup, the tones of the blush and the eyes just pop. And so I'm always curious what shades they use. So that's why I bought this, and it is one of those shades that just adds a little something different to your face. Like it's not berry, but it's not pink. It has a beautiful sheen to it. I do have on a little bit of a highlighter right now, this liquid one by Rare Beauty Mesmerize. So just a heads up, but that's only right here. So the rest that you're seeing is the blush. I don't find that it's too glowy. It just looks, yeah, it looks stunning. I feel like I've been sleeping on the Moroccan oil scent specifically. I love some of their body products, like their body wash is so nice. It will make your entire bathroom smell good and it like stays on your skin. And then this Body Night Serum, Firm and Smooth. So they make a dry oil and then the serum version. This is something that personally, I feel like it's gold because I'm afraid of running out of this. I put it on either at night on like my arms and chest, or I'll put it on my neck and wrist before I spray on a perfume, just to help the perfume stay a little bit better. It's such an interesting texture too. It's not like greasy oily, but it just feels feels almost velvety, and it does absorb into the skin well, which is one thing that I like with oils. I cannot stand when you have to worry about like oil transferring onto clothes or onto a couch if you sit on it, or like onto your bed sheets. This one absorbs into your skin well. The scent is very easy to layer to with other fragrances. Like I would layer this with Alien Goddess. I would layer it with Burberry. For lips lately, I've been switching between one of like 4 different lip liners. 2 of them you can't get on Sephora. So the 2 that I'm mentioning from Sephora that I'll rotate between most often, Huda Beauty Honey Beige. If you haven't tried this formula of lip liner and you're not typically into lip liners, or you don't like to sharpen them, you don't like them to feel like that draggy, annoying, scratchy feeling, then you need to try this lip liner formula. Lasts well, comes in so many shades. This twists up. The shade Honey Beige is more cool toned, but I love that I can wear this and it looks so good with more warmer toned lips. Like today, the lipstick that I'll talk about in a second, this one is more of like a rosy color. My go-to everyday lip is this lip liner, and then with the e.l.f. gloss, which I'll link down below, in Red Delicious. Pairs really well with other tones too. It doesn't have to be cool tone, so I just get a ton of use out of this one. Then this one is the Makeup Forever Anywhere Caffeine. I've been using this one for years. I also really like Forever Walnut, but this is the Extreme. Why do I feel like they had a different pencil before and now Extreme is the latest version? I think that's the case. Just good everyday kind of shade. This stays on very well. Like I do think this stays on a little bit better than the Huda Beauty one. Again, goes on nice and easy. This one though, you have to sharpen. And then this lipstick. So this is the Freck Beauty Makeout Club Soft Blur Lipstick. I have this shade Muse. This does look like soft matte. I feel like a lot of lipsticks, you know, say blurring, say soft, whatever, and it's just not the case. This one does do a little slight like blurring, softening of your lip lines. It looks very just soft, cloud-like. Love the tone of this too. My one complaint with this lipstick is the scent. Smells like gel nail polish to me. It's not pleasant. I don't know what happened here. I usually could do without scents in lip products, but this one I think needs a little something, to be honest. Like the scent is a little bit off-putting when you first put it on, but I don't notice it once it's on my lips. It's only like when you're applying it, when you take the lid off. Popping this in because I was taking the thumbnail and then realized I totally forgot to mention one of the products that I wanted to mention. So this is the Lancome Cils Booster XL Eyelash Primer. I just feel like a lash primer is one of those underrated products. A lash primer can make such a difference for mascaras that are either like too natural looking that you want to add some volume to, or just if you have a mascara that you don't really like that you want to like see if you can get more out of it. This is one of those products that's so good to have in your collection because it can save you from like tossing those kind of mascaras, or just like with mascaras that you really like, it can give even more volume, even more length. This mascara is one that I've been using a lot, the Kosas Soul Gazer. It's definitely more natural. Like I just use it for quick, like day-to-day kind of mascara where I don't really care if I have a ton of volume, but a mascara like this paired with this primer gives it so much more volume and length. I like to work one at a time, like one eye at a time, because you don't want this to be too wet when you go in with your mascara, but you also don't want it to be too dry. So I'll usually like apply it on one eye, wait maybe like 30 seconds or so, and then go in with a coat of mascara and then do the same thing on the other eye. Try it out, you'll probably be wowed, and I feel like it just really takes certain mascaras to the next level. My last favorite that I want to mention, and then we'll get into what's in my cart, is this Kayali Oudgasm Vanilla Oud number 36 perfume. This is clearly tiny little bottle. This thing has been lasting me forever because you literally need like 1, maybe 2 sprays of this. It's very strong and it stays on so well. Definitely more of a nighttime fragrance. Like I personally wouldn't put this on during the day. It's a little bit too strong. If you're like, yeah, I have 5 million vanilla perfumes, so do I, guilty. But to me, this doesn't smell, it's not like super vanilla. There's definitely vanilla notes in there, but the name Vanilla Oud, like it does still smell very oud, very like musky. And this is one that I'll get complimented on when I wear this. Let's get into the fun part. Well, the fun part for me. These are all the things on my wish list / in my cart currently. Is it 12 items? I think I have 12 items in here. So probably gonna need to nail this down a bit because looking at the number amount in my cart right now, yeah, we're gonna pare it down a little bit. So I would say it's like half perfume and then makeup / other things. I'm always in the perfume mood, but like extra recently, I've just been going deep into like fragrance research, and by research I mean TikToks. But this one I am going to be for sure buying because I love the other Valentino fragrances. And actually I gave my mom, I want to say she has the one in the pink bottle. I think it's all under the Donna Born in Roma kind of line. And the notes are tea accord, jasmine, and vanilla. This is getting real good reviews, but you have to be careful with Sephora reviews because like 90% of them I feel like now are this was collected as part of a promotion or whatever thing. So definitely going to be getting this one. Next, Glossier recently came out with this cloud paint plush blush. I think I'm going to get the shade Soft Peach. I really love a peach toned blush. The name is just really sucking me in here, but the photos do look very soft. It looks like a matte blush and it has that kind of like MAC Play. Was that what that one was called years ago? I think those are actually still around. The like kind of putty blush where it's not a cream, it's not a powder. It has that like soft kind of putty consistency. It looks like that might be what this is. This is a repurchase of mine and I'm almost out of my CeraVe hydrating face wash. So I'm going to go back to this because I've just been waiting, especially in the winter. I feel like I need this face wash. This is the Skin Fix Barrier Plus Foaming. They say foaming oil hydrating cleanser. That name I feel like is very confusing because foaming cleansers tend to be a little bit more drying. I've talked about this for years now because it's been a favorite for a while. The feel of this is not like any other face wash I've experienced. To me, it feels like slimy in the best way, like moisturizing. It almost feels like a serum. I don't find it to be foaming really, but it does such a good job of moisturizing my face. I just feel like my skin reacts really well to this one. And I use this as my second cleanser. So I still go in with a cleansing balm to remove all my makeup. And then this is like my face wash. I also love the packaging. The bottle feels nice. The pump feels nice. I haven't heard of this brand really. I don't have any other fragrances from them, but it's the Harlem Perfume Company. And I think I'm gonna try 2 of their roller balls. Lately I've been getting, because I've been buying so many fragrances, if there's a smaller size or a roller ball available, I will get that. But this one, Langston, says it has notes of orange brandy, tonka bean chocolate, and orris. That sounds interesting to me. I did just order the Letta, it's like herd chocolate coffee one. I'm curious how the two compare. And then I'm ordering another one from them. It's called Showgirl, Fizzy Mandarin, Lavender Diva. Don't know what that means, and Golden Amber. So the eyeshadows I have on right now are the Patrick Ta Major Dimension palette. This is the matte version, and this palette is so nice. They blend out beautifully. Like I just really like the formula of Patrick Ta shadows, especially the matte ones. I could do without the creams, but love these. Mentioning this here because I might pick up, it looks like they have a new smaller version of this. It's called the Edit eyeshadow palette and there's 6 shades. And I like that they came out with 3 different versions. So there's a light, a medium, and a deep depending on what tones you want and your skin tone. And the light looks like some really pretty kind of more like cool tones. I do love some cool tones on my eyes and I love mini palettes. Like day to day, I usually just keep a small palette in my drawer and I'll just reach for that, or traveling. I just love a mini palette. I think they're so convenient. So this one is a maybe. Do I really need it? No, because I have the big boy palette, but for travel, I might need it. I have the matte version of this blush in my cart right now. They came out with a new shade called Hot Mauve and it says Warm Rosy Taupe Matte. To me, at least on the model, it looks similar to, oh man, let me rack my brain for working in MAC. More caffeine, it's not coming to me. I'll put it on the screen if I can figure it out. The tone looks like this one MAC blush. It is more expensive than a MAC blush, so does it really make sense to get this? Maybe not. It might be one that I cut out of my cart. I am curious because this one is so beautiful. One thing about me, it takes me literally a year to go through a can of dry shampoo. I don't know how people go through them so fast. I mean, I am only using them like maybe once a week, but I am finally almost done with my can of dry shampoo that I currently have. So I'm considering getting this one. It's the Living Proof dry shampoo, which I have tried before, but this is the limited edition Velvet Amber scent. And I feel like one of the kind of critiques with Living Proof is their scent. I love the Living Proof hairspray. That's a recommendation for this sale if you need a good hairspray. Some people think it has like a crayon-y kind of scent. To me, I don't mind the scent of the hairspray as much, but I just wish that Living Proof kind of like revamped their all of their scents in their line. But this is the Velvet Amber one. So I feel like I will probably love the scent of this. Maybe they're testing this and then if it goes over well, then they'll use this scent as the permanent line. I have no idea, but that's what I would do. As I mentioned, love the scent of this. So because of that, I am definitely going to get this mini gift set version of the Moroccan oil. They have an actual fragrance of this scent. You get two different ones. You get a 10 milliliter and a 4 milliliter, and it's limited edition for the holidays. Okay, this is where my cart is really starting to increase. Talk me out of this, please. It's a $150 fragrance, and they don't make a smaller size, which is so annoying. It's the YSL Libre Couture Vanilla Couture limited edition with vanilla and orange blossom. So this is different than the original YSL Libre. This one is just getting very good reviews. People are like obsessed with this one from what I've heard. It has sensual orange blossom, precious vanilla caviar. Tell me you're trying to justify your $150 price tag without telling me you're trying to justify your $150 price tag. Vanilla caviar, okay. Captivating rum absolute. It says an ambery gourmand twist on Libre's iconic warm floral signature fragrance. Oh, here's the thing. You can actually resell fragrances too later on, like limited edition ones, and they resell pretty well. So I'm like, okay, if I buy it and I don't end up liking the fragrance, not the end of the world. That's how I'm making sense of this purchase in my head. It's not in store by me, or else I would go and just smell it first. If any of you have this and you know my other like fragrance kind of likes at this point, let me know if you think I would like this one. Okay, so far I feel like we've only eliminated one thing out of the cart. But I'm definitely getting this one because the Sephora collection, everything for everyone, no matter what tier you are, is 30% off throughout the Sephora sale. So if there's anything from the Sephora collection that you really like, now's the time to stock up, 30% off. But it's the Blur It Loose Setting Powder. I just love testing blurring powders because most of them aren't actually blurring. And if there's a good one for 16 bucks or even cheaper with the sale, definitely want to try it out so that I can recommend it or not. I think this might be one that I cut out. This one I've definitely tried at one point. This is the Makeup Forever Mini HD Blurring Pressed Powder. They have a loose powder and a pressed powder. This is the mini one though. Again, just love testing blurring powders, so kind of want to retry this one and see what I think. And then two that I'm debating on because of how my cart's already looking, probably gonna say no to these, but two that I'm debating, the Rhode Glazing Milk Ceramide Facial Essence. I don't really need another skincare product right now. I have so many products that are open and that I'm currently working through, so don't really need this. I think I'm gonna wait until some of my other essences and toners are used up. But this I've heard really good things about. The reviews on Sephora aren't really reflecting that. I mean, it's getting like 3.5 stars, so I don't know. But if you guys have tried this, let me know what you thought. And then the Kerastase Shine Drops. Typically these tend to be like pretty lightweight that you can just put in your hair to give it the appearance of being very shiny. I have an IGK spray that I'm using up. Maybe I use that up first, then move on to this. Honestly thought it was gonna be more expensive for being Kerastase. Their hair products are usually very pricey. Not that $36 isn't pricey, I know. But I feel like usually their hair products are more in the like $40, $50 range. And I think that's everything, I hope, because I don't need to put anything else in the cart. Let me know if there's, actually don't let me know if there's anything else I need to add to my cart. But all of the products will be linked down below and in the pinned comment there as well. And again, the sale's going on until November 10th. But I love you guys. Thanks for watching. See you in my next video. Bye.